Ashes of the Last Dragon, Chapter 15, History in Ashes. Cole woke to silence so thick it pressed against his ears. The first thing he registered was the dull itch and throb in his shoulder, the place where the abomination's claw had sliced him. He flexed the joint experimentally. Kate, making her way up to the loft with a pot of hearty fragrances, shook Cole, as he didn't hear her coming. The silence was so thick, it muffled the sound of Kate downstairs in the small home. Though still scabbed and tender, the wound was nearly closed, a sign his body was healing unnaturally fast. A faint glow of dusk seeped through the cracks in the roof, painting the cramped loft in a mix of purple and muted gold. They had found shelter in this abandoned house some time after dawn, but Cole must have slept the entire day. After enjoying one of the best hot meals he had weeks, he blinked groggily at the shifting shadows, then noticed Kate, or Ms. Rosley as he once knew her, was already settling down against a bundle of blankets. She had kept watch while he slept. Now it was her turn to rest. Dark smudges ringed her eyes, and she managed only a brief nod before her own exhaustion overcame her. A soft warmth pulsed in Cole's chest. His dark flame, though he had yet to learn what it was. It gave him a strange sense of heightened awareness, as though every hair on his body bristled with the clearing's tension. He lay down again carefully to his side, shoulders stiff, then froze. He felt the dragon stirring in his mind, a silent presence ready to speak.
"Awaken, whelp!"
that ancient voice growled, low but insistent.
"I have waited long enough. Night is here, and you must finally hear the truth."
Cole stiffened. In the past, he had caught flickers of this dragon's mind, half warnings, half commands, but never had it launched into a full explanation. He glanced at Kate to make sure she had drifted off, not wanting to disturb her.
"Fine,"
he murmured under his breath. Why now?
"Because your sister's spirit is bound, and your vow demands action,"
the dragon replied.
"I cannot watch you stumble in ignorance any longer."
Cole grimaced, remembering the shock, confusion, and even the fear the dragon had initially caused him when the dragon first spoke to him. He realized he hadn't accepted that he was in his mind, but being pressed for time with the recent events, he didn't have time to question the dragon's presence in his mind or what was going on. Initially thinking he was losing his mind, he attributed it to shock. Cole had only grown into expecting to hear him. The act of doing so was much like a bird not knowing how to fly, but being forced to learn as it left the nest. There was no warning, nor was there practice. Even groggy, the dragon's mention of Lily twisted grief in his chest.
"So talk,"
he whispered harshly with a breathy inner voice.
"I'm listening."
The dragon's voice filled Cole's mind with vivid images, as if painting over the dim loft with old memories.
"Long ago,"
it began,
"dragons and humans coexisted. We soared above their fields, guided their kings, accepted tributes as guardians rather than tyrants. For a time there was harmony."
Cole imagined a world where people revered dragons, where towering, scaled forms glided overhead, welcomed instead of hunted. It was hard to reconcile with the terror and hatred he'd witnessed in Farewell.
"But humans grew bold,"
the dragon continued.
"They sought more than wisdom. They craved our secrets, fire, magic, immortality. One king, too ambitious, dismembered a dragon trying to harness her power for his own ends. That betrayal sparked a feud that lasted centuries."
Cole felt the dragon's rage, old but still simmering.
"So, it wasn't always war,"
he murmured.
"Humans started it when they tried to steal your power."
He figured, while still trying to reconcile how he and everyone else he knew had always heard of dragons in fairy tales as mythical creatures. He never thought they were real.
"Indeed,"
said the dragon, voice laced with bitterness.
"Our retaliation sparked further bloodshed. Over time, the hatred grew into all-out conflict spanning generations. Kingdom after kingdom declared us abominations to be exterminated."
Cole's mind flickered with images, dragons unleashing flame upon vast armies, knights chanting war cries, scorpion-like siege weapons hurling monstrous bolts. He saw lairs blasted open, hatchlings slain, human villages scorched in the crossfire.
We were proud,
The dragon said.
but humans were cunning. With each victory, we lost more of our brood. One by one, my kin fell, until only I remained.
Cole swallowed hard.
How did you escape all that?
I, Zeltharion, fled.
The dragon replied, a note of weariness seeping through.
I hid for 130 years, nursing wounds, avoiding the eyes of men. After so many years, I didn't think they knew I had escaped. I thought they had forgotten, but I could not remain unseen forever.
The dragon's tone darkened, raw with remembered pain.
Yet I was found, a slayer bearing the skills of warriors long dead. The skill must have been passed down from the old wars.
A tremor of fury laced its voice.
I was weak from age and old injuries. He cornered me in a cavern, and though I fought, his blade struck true.
Cole's breath caught.
So that's how you died, recently.
An expression of shock took over his face as he connected the clues.
Wait, weeks ago? Then that means the plague.
Cole's stomach twisted.
You're saying this all started because you died?
Yes,
The dragon snarled.
only weeks ago, centuries of my kin roaming the world only to be doomed to extinction. My final breath scattered cursed ashes across the land. The largest shard carried my heart, my soul shard, until you found it near High Mill. When you crushed it, you absorbed the dark flame, becoming one with it.
Memories of that swirling sphere of blue-black flame in the forest flickered through Cole's thoughts.
So you're inside my head because I touched that shard.
He said slowly.
And Lily.
He trailed off, the ache of her death raw in his throat.
I'm inside your head because when you crushed the shard, you absorbed the dark flame, and with it is my soul. That is how the flame works. While I am here, I will guide you in fulfilling my vengeance. And Lily, her fate was sealed the moment I was slain.
The dragon replied.
My death begot the plague. Had the slayer not driven that blade into me, had I not unleashed vengeance, your sister might still live.
Your death made this happen?
Cole exclaimed, clenching his fist, eyes billowing with a violet smoke shimmer.
Your death killed my sister.
My death was the start of a series of events. It was the shard that called for him.
He hesitated, not sure how Cole was receiving the information.
The ash from the shard called for the unknown underworld lord.
Cole's pulse hammered at the injustice of Lily's life cut short by powers she never asked for.
Then I blame the Slayer, not you, as you have taken leave of this disgraceful feud.
He whispered.
And you blame him too.
Indeed,
The dragon hissed.
he ended my life. He stole your sisters. Now you and I share a cause.
Cole gingerly sat up, mindful of his throbbing shoulder, releasing the clinch, allowing the blood to flow back into his fingers. The scab itched fiercely, a testament to his accelerated healing.
What was this deal you mentioned? The Underworld Lord?
A grim satisfaction pulsed through him.
I bartered my essence so even in death I could avenge my kind.
The dragon said.
In the underworld, Lord granted me power to seek revenge on those who killed my kind. I was given abilities different from your abilities, which would have helped me defeat the humans, and in return I would surrender my soul to the unknown underworld Lord. Upon my death, my soul would reside in the dark flame to be collected by the unknown underworld Lord. However, it happened so quickly, I don't think the underworld Lord realized I've died, or it was the part of the deal that even in my death I would have my revenge. You, whelp, have inherited the dark flame. This has a power unknown. It will give you abilities as you grow. I can only explain what abilities you gain as you earn them.
Cole exhaled shakily.
But Lily, she died from the plague. That means...
Her end was the result of man's hatred and my cursed soul.
The dragon said.
One act colliding with another. It is a chain of blame, but I assure you, had the Slayer not struck me down, she would live still.
Cole's jaws tightened. He recalled her final rasping breath, the plague devouring her from the inside.
So I find him,
He muttered.
the Slayer who did this, and...
Yes,
The dragon confirmed.
He alone wielded the skill to finish me. Now he must answer for what his blade cost us both.
Cole glanced at his father's hammer resting near the loft's edge, recalling how unnaturally strong he'd felt when fighting the monstrous earwig.
This dark flame, it's not normal fire. It feels like raw destruction.
It is a force that consumes,
The dragon said.
burning not with heat, but with erasure. Every abomination and man you slay, you will have a choice to make. It is now in your nature to absorb their essence, their soul. With every soul you claim, that soul can feed the dark flame. Souls fuel its power, and yours, the choices you are faced with absorbing the soul into the dark flame or burning it into oblivion.
What is the third option?
Cole thought, squinting his face at the thought of absorbing souls.
You may feed them to me.
The dragon forced out with excitement.
They will be an addition to my mind as I absorb souls. I will gain their thinking and traces of their personality.
Cole shivered at the memory of black ichor and twitching limbs.
I moved faster, felt stronger. That was it, wasn't it?
Partly. You also tapped into my draconic vitality, remnants of my own strength.
A pause, then the dragon's tone turned almost approving.
Your kill impressed me, whelp, and the dark flame has rewarded you with a budding power.
Rewarded me?
Cole repeated warily.
Indeed, the more you fight, the more abilities you awaken. Now that you have slain that oversized earwig, a new door opens. You have awakened, a fledgling technique known as Ashborn Drift of your Ash Dominion ability set. In time, you may dissolve briefly into ash, evading attacks before reforming.
He paused, thinking.
You'll have to practice your skills to master them. They grow stronger as you learn how to use them.
Cole's mind reeled.
So every kill, my abilities evolve? That's horrifying.
Embrace or reject it. That choice is yours. But if you wish to avenge Lily, you'll need the Dark Flame's gifts. You likely will not evolve each time you kill. You have yet to unleash the wrath of the Dark Flame.
He continued.
You have fed the Dark Flame, and in return it has granted you something rare, something not even my kin could wield, Ashborn Drift, the first step in unraveling your mortal form into cinders, allowing you to slip beyond the reach of steel. This is only the beginning. Learn to master it, and you will become more than just a warrior.
A soft creak drew Cole's attention as Kate settled in more fully below, the watch done for now. Her posture told him she was exhausted, having fallen asleep in the first moments of him eating the bear she cooked. Cole let out a slow breath.
You said Lily's spirit is tied to the urn,
He said.
She's not truly gone?
She abides in the ashes you inadvertently harnessed.
The dragon said, oddly gentle.
She may never regain full human flesh, but she will persist in that vessel, akin to how I endure in you.
Cole felt a pang of kinship emanate from the dragon. Traces of empathy for a bond lost.
You had family too?
Cole realized.
They took that from you.
Indeed.
The dragon's growl held sorrow.
Your devotion to Lily mirrors my own to my brood, so hear me. To restore her, to keep her death from meaning nothing, you must find the Slayer. Destroy him. Only by that act will you unlock the might of the power you have forged from your grief, Ash Dominion, and perhaps reforge Lily's shape from the urn.
Cole's throat constricted.
So if I kill him, I can bring her back?
There are no guarantees in this cursed world,
The dragon rumbled.
but it is the only path. Without vengeance, you remain in the chains of our accord, and so does she.
Cole pressed his hand against the urn tucked in his pack. A day ago, the idea of resurrecting Lily through ash would have revolted him. Now, desperation numbed that revulsion.
And I'll be able to talk to her soon?
He asked, voice unsteady.
You keep suggesting I can hear her again.
Ash Dominion will let you commune with spirits bound to it.
The dragon said.
She may whisper to you, given time. Whether her body can be shaped anew depends on how strongly you wield the ashes.
Cole swallowed, determination flaring in his chest.
Then I have to do it. I'll do anything to see her again.
Good.
The dragon responded.
Then do not falter. Follow the Slayer's trail. He roams near Oaksford, if rumors hold true. He cannot hide forever from the plague he caused.
Cole nodded absently, glancing around the dim loft. Outside, the clearing was eerily still. The light of a dark night was deepening the shadows beneath the warped tree canopy. Cole's dark vision catching glimpses of the light of darkness eating away of the light of day.
He killed you a few weeks ago.
Cole reiterated, trying to wrap his mind around it.
I still don't understand how a single man could slay the last dragon.
A tradition of dragon-slaying skills passed down from those ancient wars,
The dragon said.
He used cunning, enchantments, and raw determination. Now you must use your rage to end his line. He alone bears guilt for this final strike.
Cole tightened his grip on the urn.
I'll find him,
He said quietly.
and I'll make him answer for Lily.
He rose with care, rotating his mending shoulder. The itching scab reminded him just how swiftly he was healing, thanks to the dragon's power. A fleeting pang of guilt struck him, for feeling grateful to the same magic that had doomed Lily. But necessity outweighed pride now. A whispery noise outside made him stiffen. Through the broken loft window, he spied the barn's silhouette, still unnervingly pristine in contrast to the decayed house. Some faint shift of wood echoed, like the building itself sighing. Cole's heart kicked up. Was it a trick of the wind, or something more sinister?
We are united in purpose.
The dragon urged, sensing his wariness.
Remember, the Slayer robbed us both. Bring me vengeance, and I shall help you restore your sister's life, after a fashion.
Cole clenched his jaw.
I just need to survive the night.
He muttered.
Then we'll leave for Oaksford.
He bent down, gently nudging Kate's shoulder to see if she'd fully drifted off, or remained half awake. Her eyelids fluttered, exhaustion plain. He pressed a finger to his lips, letting her know all was quiet, at least for now. She nodded, relief mingling with fatigue as she surrendered to much-needed sleep. Cole stood guard, heart pounding, scanning the dusk-shrouded clearing. The phantom barn loomed in the gloom, a silent question in the night. If the Slayer was out there, or if more abominations lurked, Cole would meet them with hammer and dark flame alike. His thoughts drifted to Lily, captured in the urn's ashes, and the vow he had made to see her restored. He clenched a fist that mingled hatred and hope twisting inside him. This was only the beginning of a darker journey than he ever imagined, yet he would see it through for Lily's sake, forging an alliance with the vengeful dragon that lived behind his eyes. If the man who had killed the last dragon was still breathing, then soon, very soon, Cole intended to change that.